Shining, shining, nice and bright, bright. The birds are chirping, chirping, and I'm excited. Time to get ready, ready for another day. No one can stop us. Oh, we gon' learn to play. Oh, every day we learn and play. We do our best, so we'll be great. You do your best, best, and I do mine, mine. So let's get ready, ready, cause it's about that time. Good morning, morning to you. Good morning, how do you do? Good morning, time to be great. Good morning, time to wake. Good morning, your dance and play. Good morning, so start the day. Good morning, open your eyes. Good morning, reach for the sky. Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 how do you do? Good morning, 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 morning to you. Good morning, 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 how do you do? Good morning. You see me on my grind. Woo, stars got to shine. I'm a supernova. Yeah, you see me taking over. Yeah, I'm on the move. I got a way to shine too. So let me hear you say, every day we gon' learn and play.
What's up? Are you on mute? Can you hear me?
Yes, because I was
Was you on
trying to
mute?
get ready. I was.
Okay, got you. I was like, dang, I can't hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, happy birthday. I'm well. How are you?
Well, so believe it or not, I got my over the weekend.
You got your
I got
shot?
my second vaccine. So I'm double vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated now. You know what I
So
mean? Just
listen,
waiting
so
2 weeks for
what
it to kick
happened?
in.
Did you
For me,
experience any side effects? Yeah.
I did, but it wasn't a lot.
It was
Because I was kind
mild.
of like really, yeah, it was really mild, thankfully. But I got it on Sunday, and I got to the crib around maybe about 7 or 8 later that evening because I got it around like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm thinking that it was gonna kick in probably while I was out and about running errands, just being out enjoying the city. But it really started to kind of kick in later that evening. I started getting kind of fatigued a little bit. My body was a
Mm.
little achy, but the main thing of it that I was feeling was my eyes started watering and I was kind of getting congested, kind of feeling like it was like allergies. So I
Oh,
just took an Advil and I drank some tea and I was drinking a lot of water, just trying to stay hydrated. You know what I mean? A lot of fluids, but luckily it that was the main uh, side effects that I felt. Other than that, it's pretty good.
good. Welcome to the other
Yeah,
side.
that
Now
is
we gotta
true.
get
Yes,
King
yes.
James. King James, we gotta get you ready now. Vaccinated, fully
I,
vaccinated.
okay, I've already informed you that I've already been taken care of.
You did
Uh,
that?
I already
I
told you
missed
that
it.
I'm already. No, yes, I know you miss a lot around here. That's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying, to mop up after
We
you. But I'm taken
vibrating
care of.
higher today. You be
That's right.
forgetting.
That's right.
You forget every day. You need a daily reminder that we vibrating high. Higher.
Elevating higher.
Higher.
Excuse me a minute. How you doing, Custom? What's going on, bro? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm trying to share the
Hey,
show, y'all.
Yeah, I need to do that
Trying
too.
to share my show. Do y'all be doing that? We live. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
we live. So if y'all see it on my page and it say we and it don't say we are WE''RE, that's because it's intentional. I mean to say we live. I'm just letting y'all know.
We live.
Okay. Anyway, what we doing today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. We got a new cover coming out. Let me look at the chat. Hold on, y'all. Um, we have a new cover. Guess who's on the cover? Hello there. Y'all know who that is. Don't play.
Who that? Who's on the cover? Who we got
Hello
gracing it?
there. Y'all don't know who that is? Tabitha.
No.
Let's go to her. Tabitha Brown. See, y'all don't know Tabitha Brown? She is a social media personality, and I guess she's like a vegan chef ish. She makes carrot bacon. I haven't
Oh
tried it
wow,
yet.
carrot bacon. Car-
I was trying to get my mama to make it for me, and she was like, "That's a no." So you make
she like
bacon
we eat
out of
real bacon in
carrots,
this family. Yeah.
right? She was like, "So you shave the bacon and you put some smoke on it, and I think she put some maple brown sugar. I don't know, but she made carrots in the bacon. She was like, "You got bacon carrots. That's you know, I'm for it. I'm here for it. Just like turkey bacon. That's a no."
Nah, fam. As much as I'm
Listen,
trying to, you know, what I mean, get super healthy and be on this healthy kick, certain things, it's just I've been programmed and indoctrined to eat real bacon. That is something, you know, what I mean, I can't get around it. I'm sorry.
I
y'all,
mean,
look how beautiful she looks. Y'all see that cover? I'm looking for it on the site. I don't see it. Um, but isn't she beautiful?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, she
Oh
says,
wow.
hello there. Hello, Tabitha Brown. Feeding souls and bellies with a smile. Let me see if I can find the article. I thought it would be on the site because I think it was supposed to go live at 8 a.m., y'all. So we're going to look for it on the site. But Tabitha Brown is uh, a social media influencer. Who is known for making vegan-ish, I guess it's vegan-ish meals. I don't know. I be confused. But I follow her and she is such a doll. She's beautiful. She's married. She has a daughter that look just like her right there. That's her daughter right there. But she has a daughter and a son. They all kind of look alike. And just recently, she was awarded all of these awards for social media influencer of the year. I think that was on Terry. I think that was on the NAACP Image Awards. I think that's where she got her first award. Well, I'm not gonna say her first award, but nonetheless, she was awarded then. So,
right.
um,
Yeah.
y'all go. Okay, Giandra talked to her. So, it's not live yet, but I do want to take. It missed the schedule. I don't even know how you missed the schedule. How you do that in WordPress? Anyway, um, I don't know. It was scheduled to go live at 8 o'clock. We got to find out what's going on with it. So, if y'all listening, it should be on the site today. But just a little excerpt from the article, from the cover article. She says, to say Tabitha Brown is having a career glow up is an understatement. She earned a 2021 NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Social Media Personality, and after pursuing acting for more than 20 years, she secured her first major role in the upcoming season of the Showtime series, The Chi. Did y'all know that? I did not. So she's from Eden, North Carolina. She's now living in LA with her family, and she harnesses her infectious charm and soulful vegan cooking to the delight of millions on social media. Her winning formula of positive affirmations and vegan delicacies caught the attention of Ellen DeGeneres, leading her to her own online series, All Love with Tabitha Brown. That can be found on EllenTube. And as she continues to soar in the social space, 2021 is ushering in more significant wins for her. Recently, she was named a Black Future Maker. The possibilities are endless for her rapidly growing empire as well. So, of course, she's comfortable in her own niche, vegan-ish, I think. But nonetheless, she spoke to us, rolling out. That was Giandra LaBeouf out there in LA. Oh, actually, she spoke to him in Chicago about finding success in the spotlight while being her fully authentic self. So congratulations to her. She got her very first NAACP Image Award, and she is beautiful. Listen, you don't have to be scantily clad and a bad bish to be a bad bish, because she's bad. You know what I'm saying? And she's beautiful, and she has a lot of personality. That's one thing that y'all be missing. Like, guys, y'all be missing that good personality. Y'all take the bad bish bish with the messed up personality.
You don't have to be a bad bish to be a bad bish. That's a paradox. That's actually that don't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. She's bossing up. She's a boss. No, she's a boss. You don't
have to be a perceived bad bish, which is what Instagram puts out. If you hashtag baddies, if you hashtag bad bish, even bish, you'll see all these what I consider like fake images. She's not fake. She's wholesome. She's beautiful. She got a nice shape. She's healthy, and she has a great personality. Y'all be overlooking that great personality piece. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that's what women like too. They go for the personality first, don't they, Custom?
We do. We love men who make us laugh. We do. Ain't that right?
High value men that make you laugh. Yeah, high value men that make you laugh. I'm not mad at that.
No, it's a great combination. Sometimes it's rare, but it's a great combination.
Listen, if you're fortunate enough to have all of those different facets of a person, you know what I mean, then you blessed. That's it. You got somebody that likes to be, she put on whatever she like to put on tastefully, but she got personality, smarts, intellect,
tastefully,
and she get her own money. Hey,
and
I'm not mad at that.
Money? Is that a plus? That's a plus. Yeah, because there'd be way too many females sitting around waiting on somebody else to take care of them, and y'all shouldn't, because that allows control, and you don't want to be controlled. Mm-hmm.
Did you see that post that was floating around that the game had posted? And it felt like he was being, this is a new term to me, but people call them pick-me's. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's just like doing this.
I think we lost him, y'all. While we trying to get him back, because his connection is a little shaky. Anyway, he's about to come back. I want to say hello to Facebook. Hello there. I am channeling my inner Tabitha. But I want to say hello to Facebook. Hey, the good Shrop. We're going to call you the good Shrop. Hey, Robert. Good morning. How are you? Shirley Carter from beautiful Philadelphia. Hey, girl. Hey, love that you always tune in. Thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Sam James, good morning. Sam, good morning. Greer, Renee Gardner, good morning to everybody on Facebook. We happy that y'all here with us. We're so glad you're here. Come on, y'all. What church you grew up in, Custom?
Huh?
Come on, Custom. So glad you're here. So
Go ahead.
Glad you're here. Y'all know when they say,
amen.
All the first time to stand up, and then they sing that song. We so glad you're here. That's how I feel this morning. We're so glad you're here.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with us at the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. You feel me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you were saying pick-me's. I don't know what a pick-me is, and
okay, so
I don't.
Right. So I guess for lack of a better terms, it's somebody who just says something to kind of garner the attention, or I don't know how true or factual it may be, but once I give you a little bit more of the backstory, you'll kind of see. So the rapper The Game, he posted a tweet, and he was basically defending the fact of how my woman's going, she not pay for anything. I'm gonna pay for the whole entire rent and do this, and this, and she ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. And you know what I mean? And to a certain degree, yeah, I totally agree. I agree a man is supposed to provide, but then I feel like some women take advantage of that and they utilize that as a space for them just to not do anything and be a homebody and just be like, you know what, I'd rather do it because he's going to do it. So, you know what I mean? I guess I was trying to get to the point of, is there a balance, or is that should be something that's like the man's going to pay for everything? Like, because I hear a lot of that, and I mean,
hold on, I'm trying. Does my connection seem slow to y'all, or no?
No, you seem good to me.
Okay. Nonetheless, okay. So here's my take on it. So a lot of females think that those are goals, right? To have somebody take care of you. He pay all of this and he pay all of that, and I don't have to do this. Listen, girlfriends, sisters, it's a trap. Listen, no, it's a trap. You sit up there and you allow yourself to completely rely on these men, and in the event that they can't, you might not know how to get up and do something for yourself. You might not be able to get up and leave the situation. You might not be able to have the wherewithal to do whatever it is that you even think that you want to do. Like, you will place all the value of who you are on what this man thinks and what he says, and sometimes you lose yourself in that process, and it's not a good thing. It's a trap. It might look like it's a pretty shiny object that you desire, but it's not, sis. I'm trying to tell you from experience, it's not. That's not what you want. So go out, have your own friends, do your own thing, make your own money, be able to chart your own life and create a path in your own life the way that you want it. Like, we don't always have to rely on our significant other for everything, right? So it's definitely a plus that he brings all of this to the table, but don't be afraid to go out there and get your own money, make your own mark, do something for you, do something for the family as well, because it allows you to feel good and it allows you to be in control of your own life. A good piece of that, when the guy does everything, and I'm not opposed to it, I just know that I'm not going to get trapped in it. But a good thing for that is that you can bring something to the table. It makes you feel good and you are in control. When the woman allows the man to do everything, it also allows control. And even though it might not look like it, you be in control, sis. I'm just saying.
Just saying. Watch out.
Don't fall for it, y'all. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. It looks good, but it's a trap. I'm just trying to tell y'all.
Terry, you back?
Speaking from experience, y'all.
Yeah, it's back. You know what I'm saying? My computer didn't let me know that I didn't plug in my computer, and then it just said about to shut down,
error.
And then it shut.
That's user error. User
okay,
error.
So you okay? I thought we were vibrating higher today. See,
we are. I'm calling a spade. That's user error.
That's not higher. That's just saying welcome back. You know what I'm saying? We're glad to have you on the show. That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how you come at me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that right?
James, you remember that song
if we vibrating higher, custom.
You remember that song when we was in church? So glad you're here. So glad you're here. That's how I feel today. I'm so glad you're here. First King James. I'm vibrating higher.
Yeah, and I'm glad I'm here too. I'm glad all of you are here. Blessings out to all of you. Someone who is not here, and I think we need to touch upon just briefly, is that this morning is the day that Daunte Wright will be buried in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, which is a suburb of Minneapolis, about 10 miles north. And he, as we know, was shot and killed, accidentally, according to Kim Potter, the officer who is under investigation. As a matter of fact, she's actually been charged with manslaughter. So I just want to say prayers to the family and to his girlfriend and everyone and his son, his 2-year-old son. So just wanted to mention that's going to be today. And we were able to speak with Tashira Garraway yesterday, Portia, in regards, she's going to be at the funeral. For those of you who watched the show yesterday, we're able to hear her. Whew, that was a story for stories. She'll be at the funeral today, comforting and consoling the mother of Daunte Wright. So I just wanted to keep that in mind.
Thank you. Hopefully we can check in with her I don't know. It's just sad, y'all. Sad. They keep killing the kids. They need to stop.
Right. Yeah, and they killed another one in Columbus, Ohio, on the day of the verdict. And so we couldn't even fully be, blissful and exuberant and all that kind of stuff because of the fact that another life was taken that really didn't need to be. But I also put fault on that family or the friends who were standing there, watching this fight take place in Columbus, Ohio, with the young teen who was shot 4 times. I don't know why it was necessary to put 4 bullets in her, but it's easier to justify. And it's, custom is it's plausible deniability of racism because she did have a knife in her hand and it looked like she was going after that one girl. So you can easily deny that you were targeting a black person. So plausible deniability. Yeah, he's going to get off. Yeah, he's going to get off, I believe.
He probably is. I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews about that because of her having that knife. Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand how he can get off when he wasn't even on the scene 20 seconds before he shot. He didn't even assess the situation. He just said, get down. Like, you couldn't reach for your taser. You couldn't, and then she was falling back on the car. I don't even want to talk about it.
We have a new video of the killing that sheds new light on the shooting. I think we can, let's play it and see.
Oh, okay. It's time to see what's
going on.
I'm so sick of seeing black people die. It's just ridiculous.
Listen.
It's triggering.
And they're talking about it on CNN as we speak. Whenever you're ready, TJ, fire away.
Don't. You know what? You be coming with
Police say 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant was shot and killed by an officer after she, apparently armed with a knife, lunges at another girl after attempting to attack another one. So it attempted to attack one and then was turning to lunge at the other. The new footage includes video from the body cameras of other responding officers, so you can see multiple angles over time. So you're going to get all of this. I do want to warn you, though, that the video that you will see is, of course, very disturbing. Jason Carroll is out front.
Hey. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey, get down!
It all happened in seconds. A police officer opens fire, shooting and killing 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant as police say she lunged at someone with a knife. The chaotic moments before the shooting captured by the officer's body camera. Tonight, the city of Columbus releasing 2 911 calls that prompted their response Tuesday afternoon.
Amy, you can talk to me. We got these grown girls over here trying to fight us, trying to stop us, trying to put our hands on our grandma. Get here now.
City officials also released extended body camera footage from the officer who shot Bryant. Columbus police identified as Nicholas Reardon. As seen on his body cam video, when Reardon arrives, he quickly gets out of his patrol car and runs toward a group in a driveway of a home. That's when Ma'Khia Bryant moves toward another person, appearing to push her to the ground. Reardon can be heard shouting to get down, and that's when the girl appears to lunge at another female in pink. The officer shouts to get down several times, then fires his gun. 4 shots can be heard on the tape.
No! You ain't shoot my You shot my
Police released this slowed-down version of the body camera footage as well. It shows what appears to be a knife in Bryant's hand as she raises it above her head toward the person wearing pink. After the shooting, the female in pink, who Bryant appears to lunge towards, spoke to officers.
That's what the police...
That is a chilling video.
Yeah, this is
just to hear them 4 shots, them blah blah blah.
Yeah, when one bullet would have probably have done the job, and to do a center mass instead of aiming for the ankles. Now I know when I was in the military, I was never a civilian cop, but in the military, they told us if you unholster your weapon, it is to kill, not to injure. So I guess that's the philosophy of civilian cops.
It's just unfortunate that all of that happened on the same day that we thought we were getting, some type of justice.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. But here's the deal. from a objective lens,
Yes.
I mean, she really was about to attack that girl with that knife. Now, I don't definitely say that that constitutes for, like we're saying, death. Or you could have lunged, you could have done a warning shot, you could have done anything, but to shoot 4 times and this little
There are no warning shots for cops. If you unholster your weapon,
Really?
it is not. It is yeah. Well, okay. Now, you know what? Let me step back. That's just what I was
so.
taught, and that was what
But
I was
even
taught.
then, it's
So
like, why would she not been tased? Like, these are all little girls. You know what's going on. You didn't just pull up on the scene and just know that these are like 36-year-olds or whatever that are like hardened criminals. These are some little girls that are fighting. When do you decide to take out your taser and when do you decide to take out your gun? Because one are not the same. You know what I mean? One is not irreversible. Like,
yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, Custom. I mean, you're saying why couldn't there have been other steps? Why does it always have to go to 0 to 10? See, they have what they call, Custom, a modus operandi, and that is a mode of behavior that they have, that someone has. That is a word that they use, or a term that they use when they're trying to catch serial killers or serial bank robbers. They have a modus operandi, things that you normally do. And what we see here, and what we always see, is a modus operandi or a mode of behavior that they have with Black people, and then a mode of behavior that they always have with white people. That white people can cause carnage and bloodshed all over schools, grocery stores, churches, and you'll even be taken to Burger King. Not only will you not be killed, they'll get you something to eat. Then with Black people, at the slightest provocation, the slightest, you are taken out of here. The slightest. You got 2 girls who are fighting, and one of them is gone. You got a guy, Dante Wright, in Minneapolis or suburban Minneapolis, who weighs about maybe 25 pounds wet, and you couldn't wrestle him to the ground. There's 3 men on the scene. Nobody could wrestle him to the ground. Nobody could grab him. You had to shoot him. That's what I'm talking about. So it's just it's the lack. It is the depraved indifference to our humanity is what I'm talking about. That girl did not have to be shot and killed. I just that's my opinion. But I also had to place great blame at the people who were standing around just watching this. Watching the thing go down. I know, Portia, watching the thing go down. Well,
Listen.
we've all been in fights. Yeah, we've all been in fights in our childhood, Custom and Portia, and we've all had it where the police rolled up on the scene and somebody would say, "Hey, the cops are coming, man. Hey, let's go, let's bolt," or "Hey, y'all stop fighting." Right? I've had that happen a couple times. Why didn't somebody stop the 2 girls?
They all was fighting. It seemed like. So when we looked at that other video, it looked like one of the guys was kicking the girl that was on the ground. They all was fighting. It's just like I said yesterday, y'all stop acting up. Like we have too much against us, going against us right now as a community, as a culture, as a race. Stop acting up. Stop acting up. And then stop calling the police to solve your matters. They don't give a damn about you. Like just learn how to be. Y'all, yeah. I'm just saying. We got Attorney Kelly Gibson coming.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No, and that brings up a good point. That's a good segue to my next point because of the fact that that woman in Fort Worth, Texas, who called the police and they shot her through the window. It was late at night. I'm gonna have to look up her name, but she called. A neighbor called the police because her front door was open, and there was no visible activity inside there. And when the police, the SWAT team came around to take a look, the mother went to the window with her gun because she heard noises. And the police was at the window.
What?
And he shot her dead. So after somebody called the police for her. So this just happened a couple of years ago. This happened, in Fort Worth, Texas, but just down the street from where Jean was murdered.
2 years ago. That's so Aubrey. Terrible, y'all.
Yeah. So I got to get her name.
Stop calling the damn police. So listen, we have Attorney Kelly Gibson on. You were going to make another point, Custom?
Well, I was just saying, I had to call the police for something over on Friday. It was like a homeless person that set fire to a building. And tell me why, when I called, it just got an automated system. And then when I finally spoke to someone, she was about to put me on hold. And I'm like, this is 911? You put me on hold? It's like I'm reaching a voicemail. So I was just like, this is a joke. I'm sorry, but
yeah. And that's sad that our tax dollars are being used to subsidize law enforcement incompetence and hate. That's what disgusts me more, because we pay for our own murders. We were paying for police brutality. We are paying for police incompetence, impotence, however you wish to term it. It disgusts me because we pay for that. So anyway, we have a guest here, and we want to spend as much time with her as possible. Portia, take it
Absolutely.
away.
Good morning. So, of course, we have our beloved Kelly White Gibson, attorney Kelly White Gibson, in the virtual building this morning. And she's been walking us through this Derek Chauvin trial, which, of course, we now know is over. And he was found guilty on all 3 counts. And I think she called it last week that she had high confidence that he was going to be guilty. And lo and behold, this week, he is definitely found guilty. Attorney Gibson, welcome back to the show. I know you guys went live right before the trial on rollingout.com with Munson Steed. Tell us about the verdict, what you guys were discussing prior to and then after, and then what's your feeling right now?
Did you think all 3?
Good morning. I am elated, just like all of Black America, that finally we see some justice. But what we were talking about is that this was an extraordinary, just excellent prosecution. I've never seen one so well laid out, so methodical, and I've absolutely never seen. I think it's very historical because you've never seen police officers come out and not just pierce the blue veil, but trample upon it, and just completely on the side of right. Regardless
Absolutely.
of the fact that Chauvin was an officer, these guys were officers, they made it very clear. And so the prosecution, led by Jerry Blackwell and put together by the Attorney General Keith Ellison, really did an excellent job of making sure that they anticipated all of the defense theories, and then one by one they dismantled them during their case and during their cross-examination of the defense witnesses. So this was a very excellent prosecution. I think Jay Wendell called Jerry Blackwell blacknificent, and I would have to agree. But saying that says that while this case does give us some hope for the future, because finally someone that we saw pretty much lynched a Black man on TV with no remorse, no emotion, and he showed none in the court, not even when his
absolute depraved indifference.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. This was a special case. We had so many eyewitnesses, and we had that video that, thank God, the young lady stood there and she filmed it so accurately. We had a worldwide movement, and I want to be clear that but for those young people, those community organizers that we talked to last week, and but for those young people who came out all around the world, not just in Minnesota, but all around our country and all around the world, I don't know that we would have gotten here. It took a lot of public pressure to even take it from the prosecutor, because prosecutors are really important, you guys. Normally, the prosecutor is the one who brings it. Well, not normally, always. The prosecutor is the one who brings the charge. And a lot of times with police officers, they take it to a grand jury, which is sealed, and you can't hear those proceedings. But what happens is it depends on what they put before the grand jury. They have to provide the evidence. And that the prosecutors, in with the police league or in with the fraternal order police because they support them, or these are people that they work with all the time. A lot of times they don't bring the correct charges. They don't push it all the way. They don't do a thorough investigation. They don't give all of the facts and charge it the way that they can charge it so that the grand jury can come back with an indictment. Also, very often, they tend to not directly indict, but they do direct indictments for the smallest things. I could say, my friend held me in my house and wouldn't allow me to leave for 10 minutes, block the door, and go to the prosecutor's office. They'll directly indict him for criminal confinement. But they won't directly indict these police officers, which is just a travesty to the Black community. And that's what we've been seeing. So I want to really emphasize that the Attorney General did an excellent job by putting together this prosecutorial team, and that they really were very, very thorough. And I hope that going forward, this sends a message that, there's a lot of police officers who do not want bad police officers with them. There are a lot of good cops out there. And so I hope that this changes the culture of that, protecting those bad cops. And that's what's been happening. I mean, it's difficult for, it's really difficult for police chiefs to sometimes fire good cops, to get rid of them, because the union is so powerful. Like in Chicago, it's crazy powerful.
Yeah. Did you see all three charges? Some people were also surprised that he was found guilty on all three.
I was concerned that if the sequestering of the jury went too long, that they would compromise, that they would, come back with voluntary manslaughter and maybe third degree. But if you guys remember, I think maybe I might have been the first one we talked about, and I said they had established that second degree murder early in the testimony, and that if the jury believed those people, they would come back with a second degree.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not, it's not over yet, right? Because the judge still needs to pass down the sentencing. What do you see, and what can you tell us about this judge, and how you believe he's going to sentence this case?
So remember when I pointed out that I didn't like the way that the judge was doing objections?
We don't like him at all.
Yeah.
We don't like him at all.
For the defense, it was like the judge was, anticipating the objection and always kind of ruling in the defense favor, which is why. So Chauvin, I don't know if you guys remember, but before the verdict came down, during that last day, the defense attorney asked Chauvin if he wanted to allow the jury. So he has the right to allow the jury to decide whether or not there are going to be aggravating factors found in order to sentence him. He chose a judge because clearly he can see that this judge was liberal, let's say, maybe a little bit more defense oriented than a lot of judges are. By and large, most judges tend to lean towards the prosecution.
Conservative.
But in this case, and they're supposed to give the defendant a fair trial. So in all fairness, this is probably the kind of judge that most defense attorneys like in Minnesota. But in this particular case, because his crime was so heinous and it was a crime against all of us, not just George Floyd, but it was indicative of the kind of thing that Black people and brown people suffer in America all the time. It was problematic that this judge was so... I am trying to think of the right word.
So pro.
Towards the defense.
Yeah.
He was extreme. He was like, more to the left. He just was. It was beyond fear. Right.
Right. It was young. It was it was out of the ordinary that like you said.
He didn't declare a mistrial. He didn't listen to those arguments. But Chauvin decided, let me let this judge decide these aggravating factors. And those are the ones I really want to talk about, because the prosecution has made it clear that they're going to ask for an upward departure. So backing up, what happens in most places, but in Minnesota, they have what's called a presumptive sentence. So they have sentencing guidelines, and it's kind of a baseline of where you would begin sentencing someone, right? And we talked about before that even though he has been convicted of the 3 different charges, and all of them carry a different maximum term, 40 years, 25 years, and 10, because this happened within the same set of circumstances, most likely he will be sentenced concurrently, meaning that even though the judge has to sentence him on all 3, it'll run together. So it's really the top charge that is the one that is going to determine how long he is sentenced to. And that could be 40 years, right? But the presumptive doesn't start at 40 years, because the first thing you look at is whether or not the person being sentenced has a criminal record. And of course, Derek Chauvin does not have a prior criminal record. He is now a convicted murderer, but he did not have a prior criminal record. So that puts him in the lower portion of the sentencing guidelines, like around 10 years, right? But the prosecution has filed a motion, and I'm apologizing if I have to get loud because Thursday is always garbage day. But the prosecution has now filed a motion to add aggravating factors, which is called like the Blakely factors. So it's a case which says that the judge can consider other things to go up or down in a sentence. And in this case, the prosecution wants them to go up, okay, from the presumptive sentence. So they have filed motions saying that, some of the aggravating factors are that Mr. Floyd was in a particularly vulnerable position. He was handcuffed. He was laying prone on the ground. One of the other aggravating factors was that it was cruel. It was particular cruelty was displayed to him, like a depravity of how he died. Chauvin kneeling and all of the men holding him down, because I don't want to exonerate any of them. All of the men holding him down and Chauvin kneeling on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds was cruel and depraved the way that he died. Also, that this happened, that Chauvin did it while he was a police officer, so he was abusing his authority. That is an aggravating factor, and that I don't know how the judge can't find that, right? Also, that it was done part of a crowd, like a lynch mob, right? Literally
in front of
lynch mob. And then in front of children, you got it. That's the last one. That it was done in front of a child. We know a 9-year-old came and testified and talked about what she saw and how she felt. So all of those factors, really, if the judge was being fair, in my opinion, and in the cases that I've seen before, all of those factors should be found in this case. All of those are present. And so he should be able to give him, this man died, right? On live television. He should be able to sentence him to the maximum. I don't think it'll happen. I don't. The way that the judge seemed to be a little bit sympathetic to Chauvin, the fact that he's a police officer and a white man in America. I don't see him getting
white privilege.
When did the
you guys know that there was a black officer. Only other officers ever been convicted of killing someone. He was convicted of killing a white woman, and he didn't even get the 2nd-degree murder. He got the voluntary manslaughter and the 3rd-degree murder, and they sentenced him to 12.5 years. So they went up on him, and that was, remember, because 2nd-degree only carries 25. They sentenced him to the 12.5, and so Chauvin should certainly get more than that, because he got convicted of the 2nd-degree, which is a higher. Even though it's unintentional, it's basically called felony murder, which normally I don't like that charge. But in this case, I'm glad that they had it in Minnesota, because it carries a higher sentence. And so to me, I don't think Chauvin should get anything less than 30 years. And you got to remember, he's only going to serve half of that, maybe 2/3. I need to look that up in Minnesota, but like here, good time credit is pretty much half of that. So he may serve half of that and the rest of the time on parole. If he gets
wow.
I'm hoping.
Can you help me out? Can you help me out a little bit? Because some of these esoteric terms are over my head. Those legalese, like I did not know until I think the day that the verdict was read, or maybe just before that, 2nd-degree unintentional murder and the difference between 2nd-degree murder. Like when it first came down, he was charged with 2nd-degree murder, and then I see 2nd-degree unintentional murder. And is there a difference?
There is a difference, and I'm actually glad he was charged with the 2nd-degree unintentional murder, because in order to prove intent, you really would have to have some proof that it was his intention to kill him, and that would have been a difficult burden. So 2nd-degree unintentional murder, here we call it felony murder. That's basically what it is. So it says, and this is why I don't normally like it as a defense attorney. It basically says if 3 kids go to a convenience store and one goes in and no, let's say 3 kids go to a convenience store and they know that they're gonna rob the store. One kid is a lookout, he's in the driver's seat, he's the lookout. The other 2 go in the store. They're gonna rob the store and take some money. One of the 3 pulls out a gun, or no, let's not even do that. Not even one of the 3 pulls out a gun, shoots him. The owner pulls out a gun and shoots one of the kids dead. Do you know that those other 2 can be charged with the murder of their friend because they were committing a felony at the time that someone died? I have a good friend of mine whose son was charged because they were all together, didn't know one guy was going to get into a fight with another one and take some money. Guy comes out the back room, shoots my friend's son's best friend, shoots my friend's son, and shoots the best friend and kills him. They got charged with that murder, even though it was the occupant of the home who did the shooting. So I normally don't like felony murder. I mean, it basically says we're going to hold you accountable because you were committing a felony. But for you committing that felony, this death would not have occurred. So I'm glad they had it in the Chauvin case, because that's all they had to prove. He was committing a third-degree assault against him. You know, that's why they had to prove that the force was unreasonable, that he was there for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, that he intended to hurt him, right? That's all they had to prove. He intended to hurt him. And because he intended to hurt him and killed him, even though that may have been unintentional, he is still guilty of murder. And and they walked it through beautifully.
Wow.
Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Okay, so I want to go to Facebook because Facebook is chiming in. I'm sorry, y'all. Just a couple of comments. The good Schrupp, Robert Shropshire, he said that the
don't
judge
come for
was
me.
a tool.
I got the time today. I got time today, okay? And I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Don't be jealous.
And I'm not scared.
So the good Schwab said that the judge was a little too right-wingish for my taste. We saw a murder that was very much intentional, but of course, Attorney Kelly gave us the definition of that. Iris Baker says, let's just pray that the judge does the right thing and sentences him to over 20 years. Yes. Kellyanne Jackson said that they have that same law in Arkansas, where I believe you were saying that they call it felony murder, or what were the charges again, Attorney Gibson?
Second degree unintentional murder.
Second degree unintentional murder. And then Iris Baker, she wants to know, do you think that the other 3 officers will be found guilty as well?
And of what?
I believe the other 3 officers are probably scrambling right now to try and get some kind of plea deal. So they're charged with aiding and abetting a murder, right? And they face the same kind of maximum penalty that Chauvin faces if they're found guilty of that charge. I believe that also carries 40 years. They are probably scrambling, trying to get a lesser charge and plead guilty. That's what I would be trying to do if I was their attorney. I would be working really hard trying to get them a plea deal that's not going to give them that level of sentence, especially King, who had only been on the force for a week, who I heard on the body camera say, hey, should we turn him on the side? I don't think he has a pulse. Now, that does 2 things. One, it shows that he was concerned, but it also shows that he knew he didn't have a pulse and did not push Chauvin off, did not get up and say, I'm walking away from this, did not pull anybody off. And so it cuts both ways for him. While it shows that he was showing some concern and he was brand new, so he's following his training officers, it also shows that he was conscious of it and still stayed there. But you guys got to remember, there was a case just recently in which a good friend of mine, Ronald Sullivan, was the attorney, and he was able to reinstate the young lady, and her name is escaping me now, Miss Horn, I believe it is. He was able to get her job back after 20 years. They fired her.
Yes, I remember that.
Officer off of a man that he was talking to. The man was handcuffed, right?
Officer
You can get charged yourself. You can get in trouble because you got to remember what has to change is the culture of policing has to change, right? The fact that they are allowed to police in this way in Black and brown communities. I mean, these people, the law has allowed officers who live way 50, 60 miles away to come into the inner city and police people that before that they never had any interaction with. They don't have any Black friends or brown friends. They've never been in the inner city. They come in, they're afraid. They have all these stereotypes. And so there's this culture that you can take a hard line and a hard edge in these Black and brown communities. And that's why you see them come into the car with guns drawn. Like that wouldn't happen in a white community. That's why you see them being so rough. They didn't even have to arrest him. First of all, they didn't even see a crime occurred. They hadn't verified that the bill was counterfeit. They went straight to him. They could have allowed him time to pay for it, or could have said, "Come on down to the station, let me know where you got the money from." They could have fought. I mean, there were so many things that could have been done, but they pull their weapons on us so often. which is why we have Daunte Wright. You know, may he rest in peace, and his poor mother and father.
And McCain
have
Columbus.
To, breathe their sense, right? They didn't have to pull. There was no reason to pull a taser, even, let alone her gun. I mean, it just happens too often. It happens too often. Like, I was asked about the Pamela Turner case, which I was unaware of, and that happens so often where Black women don't get the same level of attention that Black men get. And she was, you know, in her own community, like walking her dog, and I don't know if she had the dog that day, but walking by her apartment complex, and the officer confronts her, and yes, she struggles with him, but she's a woman. She falls on the ground. He shoots her 5 times on the ground. I think it's 4 or 5 times. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this case. This is the Pamela Turner?
Yes, it happened in Bay Area. It's in Texas. Baytown, Bay. Let me pull it up.
Wow.
But it's somewhere in Bay something in Texas. And that trial is coming up. I think I want to say it begins trial the day that George Floyd died. The trial happens. So yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
Wow.
I'm glad you brought up Texas, because I was just talking to Portia in regards to the woman in Texas, Fort Worth. Her name is Atiana Jefferson, and she was, you know, a neighbor called her, you know, was doing a welfare check and called the police to come check on her because her front door was open. It was late at night, and when she came to the door, she heard noises inside the home. Atiana Jefferson did, and when she went to the window where the noise was coming from, it was a cop, and he had his gun out, and he told her to put her gun down. And he shot her right away. We haven't heard much about that. The man was charged. Have you heard anything about what's been going on in that case lately?
I have not.
They've been real quiet.
Look into it. Yeah, they've been really, really quiet. And I remember seeing the video, some body cam footage of that. I'm telling you, there's this policing, being afraid of going into Black communities or seeing a Black person. That is a culture that really has to be undone. You know, when they talk about defund the police, we don't want to not have someone to call to maintain law and order in our community. That would not serve us as a community. But what we do need is we need a change in how they police. That we are afraid to call the police. And like I heard you saying in the last segment, sometimes we don't need to call them. Sometimes we need to police ourselves. Sometimes we need to, you know, to do what's right. I mean, you're right. When we were younger, we didn't call the police for everything, and when they came around, we stopped doing whatever it is what we were doing. Right? Like you straightened up all of a sudden because the police on the scene. That doesn't happen any longer. But in that case, with that shooting, I think he should definitely be held accountable, because you told her to put the gun down. You didn't give an opportunity. You come. She's not raising it at you. She's not firing at you. There should be, and I know officers make split-second decisions. I have to think about that. Like I said, you know, my son is an officer, and so he wants to come home at night, and he says, you only have a few seconds when you see a gun to determine, do I pull this trigger or not? And so I think what happens is with a lot of white officers, they hesitate when it's a young white girl or a young white man or a young white kid, but they don't hesitate when it's our children, and that is the problem. And I think that comes from an implicit bias and from a culture of this perception that you can police our community so much more harshly than you can other communities.
True.
Absolutely.
King James, I know you made a point earlier. You were just addressing the fact that the juxtaposition between, you know, all of these people, these Black and brown people of color that have died at the hands of police brutality. But on the other position of that, on the contrast, you have a lot of these white young men and whatever that have not died from mass shootings of churches, to, you know what I mean, here in Atlanta, we see it at spas, to movie theaters, and they're walked out. And it's like, how do you see the fact that somebody of, like we were saying, a Daunte Wright, who was probably 125 pounds soaking wet, as a threat over somebody who has an assault rifle and has already shown you that they are a mass murderer? Like, that does not add up to me. And I think that that's the part that we needed to address when it comes to the police and reform. I mean, I feel like these taglines of, like you said, Attorney Gibson, defund the police. It's just a tagline. It's like it's got to go deeper. We have to dig deeper into seeing what does that really entail, what is that about, and how can we really be able to really kind of implement some real type of change in our communities. So yeah.
I totally
also want. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I also wanted to talk about the legal ramifications for our dear auntie Maxine Waters. I know you heard about the judge, and we were talking about how the judge is pro-defense all the way through. And he offered without the defense attorney even asking, because the defense attorney said, "You see what Maxine Waters said? Let's call for a mistrial." And the attorney came back. The judge came back and said, "No, I'm not gonna call for a mistrial, but you do have a case for an appeal."
An appeal.
And I was like, was that appropriate for the judge to offer that at that particular time? And
I don't. In my opinion, it was inappropriate.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Unbiased. He's supposed to be unbiased, and could he have a legal opinion on it as a judge? Yes, but he offered it. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't. It's not even like, Nelson said, well, I want to preserve that for appeal. See, all of Nelson's objections, you guys, were to preserve for appeal, because he had to anticipate the fact that there's possibility that Chauvin was going to be convicted. So he objected. He made motions, for mistrial and all those things, and he cited those. Those are all objections that are going to go into his appeal. You can absolutely believe that an appeal is coming. I'm sure they're going to file it probably within 30 days. But I did think it was improper for the judge to speak to it in the way that he did. I'm glad that he didn't declare a mistrial, but first of all, what she said was taken out of context. Anytime that you protest, you are confronting an issue, right? So when you talk about confrontation, this doesn't mean that you getting up in a police officer's face. It means we are confronting this issue. We are protesting. We are speaking up. We are going to consistently say that this behavior is wrong. We're not going to let up. And that does need to happen, because if it hadn't happened in this case, you guys, it was a perfect storm. If people had not been at home in America on quarantine because of the coronavirus pandemic, this decision probably would never have happened. This verdict wouldn't have happened, because they wouldn't have believed it, and they wouldn't have seen it all over America. So thank God for social media. Thank God for the video. Thank God that it happened the way that it did. And while, yes, we have justice and we've got this verdict for the first time, and it gives us hope, it could not possibly be an exception. We're hoping that it's going to become the rule, but it was a perfect storm. And I promise you, his family would rather have him back than have this change that has now occurred, or this vindication that has occurred, or the money that they got, because he's not coming home. He's gone now.
Well, Attorney Gibson, it's definitely always a pleasure. No worries. Thank you so much. Facebook is going in for you. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for coming in. I know we have to wrap, but they wanted to quickly know, what were your thoughts on the 16-year-old killing in Ohio, the little girl?
McKay.
That's a tough one, guys. That's a tough one, because Ma'Khia was, I apologize. Ma'Khia was fighting when the police came, and she had a knife in her hand. Now, we all know that we have seen all kinds of, white folks fight and do all kinds of stuff and not be shot and killed. So I am not saying, I definitely think that, as an officer, like, why couldn't you have tackled her? Why couldn't you have tased her? Don't you have a taser? But his shooting is probably going to be ruled justified, because he is called defense of others. I'm catching a cold. Sorry. He literally he literally was saving the other girl's life, because the video I saw, it looks like she was in, like, kind of mid-swing.
In stabbing mode. Right.
Yeah. And so I'm sure the parents of that child is grateful that he kept that from happening, but he could have tried. We all want to say, it's called armchair quarterbacking. Like, we all want to say he could have tased her, and, but they are trained Y'all, see, that's the problem. They train to pull their weapon right away. And they are trained to shoot to kill. They are not trained to shoot in the leg. They're not. They are trained to shoot the largest target. My son reminds me of this all the time. It's like, we are trained to shoot the largest target, which is the chest center mass, because that is easier for us to hit. We don't want to miss. We don't want to shoot somebody else by accident. So they're not trained to shoot in the leg, right? And I know that I've been hearing that, like, why you couldn't have shot her in the leg? I say, why couldn't you have tased her? But it was like split second. He comes on the scene. Y'all saw it's a melee. Some guy was about to stump the girl. The girl rolled out of the way just in the nick of time. You know, it was a melee, and nobody stopped when the police came. You know, like,
right?
Just like say, oh shoot, the police.
Right.
I don't know. It's sad. It's
different
times.
Yeah. I think Portia's talking about
Rittenhouse, who got, you know, the assault rifle. He shot and killed 2 people, and he walking through the crowd getting water.
Walking around.
They don't even think
walking
about
around.
They don't even pull guns on him.
Right.
I mean, that's
right.
That's the difference in how we're treated, you know?
Okay, Attorney Gibson, we definitely appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your clarity on shedding light on some of these issues. We appreciate you. We're gonna have to have you come back. We maybe we need to follow the other case that is about to which case was that we were talking about in Baytown, Texas. Pamela Turner. Texas, so maybe we need to have you come back and help us with that as well.
As well as Minneapolis with the other cops.
Yeah, Breonna Taylor's mom has been really supportive in that because, you know, it's a young daughter who was having to, you know, push this fight for her mother being killed like that. And it was really sad. It was sad and senseless. You know, why?
Oh
you know,
okay.
I don't understand. You're an officer. You couldn't do anything
It's
else. I think she said she was pregnant at the time. And I think she got out. She was pregnant on the ground. Now, in some, you know, to give some clarity, she struggled with him and had gotten control of his taser. And because of that, he shot her. You know, so unnecessary. Like he could have moved away. He could have gotten a taser back, you know. And he shot her like over and over again. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm worried about that one. I'm concerned.
Okay, well, we're gonna follow up and we'll see you know, where it goes, and we'll definitely have you back. We love you on the show. So take care. Drop your socials so people can follow you as well, if they haven't.
I love being here. So I'm on Twitter under Kelly White Gibson. On Instagram, I tried to change my name. Instagram won't let me. Under Let Kelly White Gibson 2019. You can follow me also on as K Paradox 90 on Instagram, and Kelly White and Kelly White Gibson Clerk Treasurer on Facebook.
We love it. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll see you
better accept my friendship. You know, don't get bougie over it.
Did you send it to me on which one? On Facebook?
Huh?
Which one did you send? On Facebook?
Oh no, I haven't sent it yet.
Okay.
Oh Lord. Can you stop threatening people and you ain't even did your part?
Right.
Attorney Gibson.
He didn't send it yet.
He even did his part. Oh my God. Okay. Thanks so much, Attorney Gibson. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Thanks for having me.
We got another guest. We got back-to-back guests today, y'all. I meant to tell y'all that. Up next, we have Nikki, PR extraordinaire, Nikki Robinson.
Hi,
in the virtual building. Good morning. Good morning, Nikki. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so glad I got here on time. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss you guys.
No, absolutely not. We are so grateful that you are here with us today. Apologies for running over a bit. Attorney White Gibson, you know, she's a friend of the brand, and we were talking about all of these things going on in the news and in our culture today, and so she was just breaking it down so eloquently. So
I've been to law school as well, so I completely understand.
Yeah,
what she's talking about.
Absolutely. So, Nikki Robinson, you received your BA in economics. How did you get into PR? But let me just do a proper introduction. Sorry about that. Nikki Robinson received her BA in economics from New York University and her Juris Doctorate from the University of Denver. Hey, shout out to D Shields. D is in Denver. Where her concentration was corporate securities and tax law. She worked in finance for 4 years before embarking on a 10-year career in public relations, establishing herself as a highly sought-after business and marketing consultant. Welcome to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call, Miss Nikki.
Yes, welcome.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you so much for your follow-up. I appreciate you, Portia.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No worries at all.
Well,
so let's talk about how you got into. We elevating higher. He don't know how to elevate higher, Nikki. I don't know what's wrong with him. We gonna get him together though. We gonna help him out because he needs to elevate just a little bit. This is First King James. Nikki meet First King James. King James meet Nikki.
Pleasure.
Yes.
He has something to say. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. I was just clarifying and letting her know that I was the person behind the scenes, working the strings. But welcome to the show.
Okay.
Yes,
welcome,
I'm happy to be here. So, how did I get into PR? While I was in law school, I wanted to be a tax attorney, and at that time, I was in my early 20s. And as you know, a Black woman in their early 20s probably looks like she's 13. So no one was really taking it seriously. So I decided to work for an NFL agent, C. Lamont Smith. He's one of the top Black sports agents in the United States. And he stuck me in the PR department, and I worked for him for approximately 1 year. I was making next to nothing. Then more money. And luckily I had interned at the Securities Exchange Commission during law school. So I leveraged that experience and got a job at Merrill Lynch, and I worked in finance for a number of years.
Let's see.
Okay. I love it. So you've been in PR for 10 years now. And like you said, coming up in college, you wanted to be a tax attorney. Do you miss that piece of it, or do you thoroughly enjoy the PR a lot better? Which one would you say?
Well, I'm a certified nerd, and seeing how I was treated as a Black female law student, clerking at firms, working in companies, I realized that sometimes you have to kind of play stupid. So I launched my PR company to eventually launch a law firm. So that's still on the table.
Really? Wow.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah. Every attorney is great, but you want an attorney who has real life experience, and two, you want someone who knows how to get clients. And I think doing PR has taught me how to get clients, retain clients, keep clients. So I don't have to work for a firm. I can just work for myself when it's time for me to do that.
How close are you to that? Are you very close?
Well, I passed my New York bar exam. Yeah, I passed my New York bar exam in 2008. So that examination part of it is done. I'm working on getting my master's in taxation. So I'm most likely going back to school third quarter. That'll take about a year. In New York State, you have to be an LLM to be a tax expert. So I can advertise myself as being a tax expert. So I say within the next 18 months to 2 years that will be done.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I love how you're versatile in so many areas, including art. A Black artist in a white world. Tell us about that. May 15th through June 15th. Tell us all about that and what inspired you to curate an art exhibit.
Sure. So in high school, I was always a promoter doing events and parties. And I also did art walks in college, not really understanding the power of the art world and using art as an investment. I started doing art PR for fun over the past 4 years. And I realized that many Black artists have a hard time getting out there. And as you know, I'm a go-getter. So I'm like, okay, you guys have a hard time getting out there. Let's figure this out. because to me, it's purely economics. So I've been doing PR for artists such as Leroy Campbell, who's Atlanta-based. And he let me know that I'm really good at this. So why not curate my own exhibit? Moreover, I was doing PR for an art collection in Germany. And one of the curators said to me that he felt that Black artists were not technically advanced as white artists. And it kind of made me really upset because, you know, this is the same thing that I'm told in my 20s about, you know, being a Black potential lawyer. Like, I can't do this, you can't do that, this person's better than you, how did you get here? So I did this to prove a point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. So tell us about what we can expect. Who's going to be participating in it? How can people find out about it? And is it virtual or is it in person? Is it both?
That's a good point. It's virtual. As you know, things are starting to open back up, but not completely, especially here in New York City. I'm New York City based.
Oh, you're in New York. Okay.
We're going to do it virtually. I have artists all over the world, including Abby Salami, who's been on your show. We have Ronnie Robb, Michelle Lee, Whitney Austin, Bianca Nikema, who's based out of Barcelona. And the idea is for them to show me how they feel being a Black artist in the white world, because it's just about accessibility.
Mm-hmm. And we're also going to have artists, Rolling Out artists Munson Steve and Tigner Rand.
Yeah, we have Tigner Rand.
Oh my God. All right, producer TJ. I love that. Love that.
Yes. Thank God we don't have Portia Monique, the artist. I mean, she's been trying to get on for a minute.
Listen, Nikki, I am an entire artist. I made myself a complete pop star last year. I dropped my debut single, Portia Monique's Favorite Things. It was the Christmas edition. And I'm getting into my art. I am. So in high school, my art teacher told me I did have a knack for it. I never pursued it, but during the pandemic, I went out and I bought all these art supplies. I'm going to show y'all my art. So maybe I can get my exhibit in too. Maybe I can send you something by May 15th. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean,
we need to go back and find that.
Everybody's an artist.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we need to go back and find that teacher and see if it's not too late to charge her with a crime for telling Portia that lie.
I didn't know I was so creative. I am. I'm very creative. I have a beautiful voice, and I paint my ass off. Listen to that. Don't do that. Don't come. Thank you.
It's so funny. When I started my PR business, people couldn't believe I was doing that. You're like, you have a law degree. What are you doing? But I knew all along I was just doing this so I could launch a law firm later on in life when I had some gray hairs and some real life experience. Mm-hmm. So you could do anything with your mind.
Because we elevate higher. Thank you so much, Nikki. I appreciate that, because First King James don't know how to elevate high. we be trying to get them to vibrate higher.
No. See, I elevate towards the truth. The unadulterated truth. That's all.
He needs to start listening to the Clark sisters. Nonetheless, so you got Facebook chiming in for you. D Shield said regarding your comment on, when you're in your 20s, you look like you're 12. She said, facts, Nikki. She said, I'm a whole grandma and they assume I'm a child. Yes, girl, because we look real young. And then she also says, she also says, what was your experience like in Denver regarding setbacks due to being Black?
Good point. So I was the only Black person in my law school class, which was weird coming from NYU, which is pretty diverse. Stole my torts notebook because I was on point. They asked me how I got there. And this is after going to some of the top private, elementary and prep schools in NYU. I was actually pre-med economics. So I had one of the hardest majors and they asked me how I got there. And Denver's not Harvard, I got a full ride. So I'm like, what do you mean? How did I get here? But the things that I was doing, that was happening to me.
Yeah, like how did you get here? You know what I'm saying? What the?
So,
yeah, it was actually really discouraging. It made me not want to practice. And then working at a law firm, I think I was told I was nice to look at. I was easy on the eye. You know, I guess I passed that paper bag test. Just little comments, and I would just internalize it and suck it in. And then I realized, you know, I didn't want to play golf with old white men all day. I wanted to do something cooler. So I got into PR.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
What year was
I wanted
this?
to know. I was trying to avoid
Oh, you
that
want me
question.
to age myself? You want me to age myself?
Okay,
so
Nikki, I saw that in the comments and I just ignored it. But he saw it and felt like he was just gonna try to ask because he be trying to shoot a shot.
No.
But
no. Oh.
Listen, so D came back. She
I
said,
love
"I'm
Red Man
usually
and Method Man." That's all I can say.
Oh, all right, okay. I love that too. So D said, "I'm usually the only one in every office building meeting setting. It's their way to ask, why are you here? It's literally that way since I've been here in Denver." Yeah. So I find that when you don't have the I find that I get frustrated when I don't have a comeback or when I don't prepare myself with what to say. And you being in those settings, in terms of being in law school and having a full ride, what was your response to the people who would say stuff like that to you?
I think then I didn't say very much. I think as I've gotten older, I'm a little bit more vocal. I know in law school, I would fight. I would often file appeals. Like for example, I had a securities law professor and she said, "I don't think you're going to do well on the exam. Like, you're just going to have a really hard time." And I'm like, "I'll be just fine." Yep, and docked my grade because I probably didn't participate in class, but I ended up working at the SEC. I probably aced her exam, but she was so mad. It was really interesting. It made me not want to practice law, honestly. That's why it's taken so long. But I'm now able to control my narrative because I have a PR firm. I can launch anybody's business. I can get any client I want. So now I don't have to deal with them on that level.
Right. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's almost as if they get offended that you're so smart and you're successful. I mean, that reminds me of the time I was in the military and I was going to school, and she said, "This class of blacks in here are the most articulate I've ever seen." And she was upset about it. And I'm like, why? So yeah, I understand.
My last full-time job, I was one under a C-level person. So C-level is like chief officer, right? I had my job down to about 15 hours a week because I'm that efficient. And every time I opened up my mouth, it was a problem. Like, even if I made a recommendation, "Oh, I observed this at this company. We should be doing this." "Oh, you shouldn't have said that." But then they repeat exactly what I said later in another meeting. So you get tired of it.
Yeah.
You do.
Well, tell us where we can follow you. We definitely appreciate you and your contributions to the Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. But tell us where we can follow you, find out more information, and then let's plug the Black Artists in the White World one last time.
Sure. PR, GOODGRL PR on all social media platforms. Moreover, you can register for Black Artists in White World at blackartistinwhiteworld.com.
Okay. I love it. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to have you back before the art exhibit so that we can talk about it a little closer to the date.
Thank you. And I apologize if I was speaking over you. There's a little bit of a delay. So I didn't know when you were starting and stopping. So I apologize if I was doing that.
I mean, it's easy to walk on over her. Just do what you do.
You could do it to King James because he don't know how to elevate high. It's fine, girl. Thank you, Nikki. We'll have you back soon. Take care.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, so So we're going right into our next guest.
He don't even know how to vibrate high. Hey, Kayla Patrice Davis. What's good, girl? Hey, Shayla Orlean Davis. Oh, y'all here for T.S. Madison. Bring on T.S. Madison. Come on, the Madison Experience. Yes.
Yes, good morning.
Hey,
honey, what is y'all doing up? What's up, baby? What is y'all doing up this early in the morning?
I know. What happened?
Y'all got me with eyelashes on and earrings on early this morning, honey. You know, I'm trying to do a watch party. I'm over here trying to watch party on. How you do this, girl? I ain't been over here in a long time on the bus.
You must have done it. Listen, you must have done it because everybody is in the comments with this lipstick. So I'm assuming that's your signature because they like,
yeah, that's my signature. Yeah. You know why it's my signature? It's my signature because I always say, honey, the Lord will prepare a lipstick for you in the presence of your enemies so you can put your lipsticks on so your lips look right in front of all of your enemies. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
right.
yes.
Good morning, T.S.
Yes, thank you, T.S. Madison, for coming on to our show, Rolling Out AM Wake Up Call. Thank you. You are the quintessential American success story. You are a social media influencer, and you were able to leverage that and translate that to your own television show on WeTV. And then, you know what I'm saying? You're an author, a motivational speaker. You know, you got your own TV show, you know what I'm saying? Called The Queen Supreme Court. I mean, you just doing it, girl. You just doing it.
I love it.
But the thing about it is I still want to do more. I want to do more and more and more. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Good morning. Let me start off with all my good mornings.
Good morning.
I want you guys to know. People think that when you are like doing all of this stuff and you just like working hard and things like that, that you know that you just made it. And I tell people all the time that the top of one mountain is the bottom of another. And this is why I wear so many hats because I'm always constantly in motion. You can't get settled into, you know, just getting settled and saying like, oh, I done did it. I can't. I made it. I'm comfortable. I got it. No.
Right.
You know, you have to work if it's something that you really want, you know, right. And you have to make sure that you maintain a great relationship with your fan base because I can't see what's going on. I'm still trying to do a watch party over here.
Girl, they here for you. Listen, they here for you. They are all in the comments. Maddie looking like Miss Mary this morning.
Yes, ma'am, honey.
And listen, Grade A is here for you. I love it too. Yes, and yes. Mother. Yes, and mother does it all. Okay, Maddie Mob is showing up and showing out. That's
what they do. I'm here trying to wait a minute. I think I found a way to do the watch party. Wait a minute. I think I did. Hold on, because listen, we're gonna be on here for a second. It's what other guests you got behind me?
Girl, you can stay to the end of the show.
You tell the guests they better go. Listen, I'm here now.
But you can stay to the end of the show. Yes, if you got the time, we here for it. What are you doing, King James?
You my guest.
What you doing?
You can stay. No. I'm looking at my phone. Listen,
because I'm sharing it.
You're my guest. I don't know what Portia trying to do, but what I like about you, T.S. Madison, is that you're a multifaceted maven, and you want to do it, and you have done it on your own. See, Portia likes to have things handed to her, and she, you know, saying she wants to be a kept woman, like Dr. Dre's wife. She just wants you to bring the stats. And I like the fact that you do it on your own.
We elevating higher over here, so I'm not even gonna entertain what he's talking about over there. So we gonna get back into you and your show because he over there.
Well, see, this is the thing. But this is the thing, Portia, though. But Portia, this is the thing right here, though, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be handed to you, you know, because I want it handed to me too, you know. But some of us, you say you working or you just want it handed to you.
I work, girl. I work too. In addition to, I work, girl. Listen, I put in that work.
We're just waiting for it to clock in. We still waiting for it to clock in, though.
How do y'all like this virtual thing? This virtual stuff? Like how are you guys like trying to like really adjusting to the whole virtual thing instead of like, you know, not feeding off the energy of being together in the morning and stuff like that? How y'all feel about that?
It's fine. Listen, so whenever I could just roll up and out of bed and come downstairs and get in my office, I'm good. So it's fine. We've been doing it for about a year, so we used to it. Mm-hmm. How you like it? You don't like it? Yeah.
Because you know, I can't. It'd be that little delay. Then you know what I'm saying. You wanna vibe that energy. Like I like to touch because I get that vibration. I like to feel that. Like let me see. Let me read this energy. You know, and it's difficult to read energy. You know, through the computer, like with a little glitch over the computer. You know what I'm saying? It's a little difficult to do that. But, you know, I've really been maneuvering through this. Do you guys think that the pandemic is going to be over enough for us to return back, you know, with getting all these vaccines and stuff like that, to return back into the way that we do things normally?
Yes, I absolutely do think that. I just don't know if. Yeah, I absolutely do think that. I don't know if it's going to be as much of a crowd as it was before, but I do think that we're going to be able to go back to touching and being at live events and doing all of the stuff that we used to do. I don't think it's going to be back to normal. I think it's going to be a new normal.
Yeah, well, maybe I think 2022. I think 2022.
Maybe if it gets back to a little bit of normal, we can have a watch party for TS Madison Experience Season 2. Not a watch party, but a premiere party.
Let's do it. Where you based at, TS Madison? Where you at?
Atlanta. Y'all in Atlanta too, right?
No. She's stuck in Detroit.
What? It's so cold in the D. Hey, it's so cold in the D. Yeah, that's my song, girl.
That's my song too. And it is so cold in the D. It was snowing 2 days ago. 2 days ago, it was snowing, girl. Completely white. Completely. Mm-hmm. I know. It's terrible.
Everything can't be completely white, honey. It blocks out all our black stuff.
I love it.
I wanted to I wanted to get into some of the things that you got going on that people may not be aware about, because a lot of times they focus on what your most visible activity is, and of course it's the successful TS Madison Experience on WeTV, and congratulations to that. But you also got some other things going on. Tell us about your book, A Light Through the Shade, an autobiography of a queen.
Okay, well, let's talk about that book. Okay, I've written that book a few years ago, and I got into it with the I did the book interview style, and the lady and myself, we were good friends, or I thought we were good friends, and you know she stole my book from me.
Oh, damn.
What you mean? What you mean she stole your book?
Listen, we had an agreement because I didn't know. Like, y'all want to get into it? Y'all want some stuff?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. The devil never comes as your enemy. He always comes as your friend. Okay? Mm-hmm. And one thing about it is, when I first started, you know, getting into writing my book and, you know, trying to tell my story, you know, to the masses of people, a woman reached out to me. She had been watching me for a long period of time or whatever. And then she and I became friends. And she was a writer of a book. Her name is Jasmine P. Rain. Her real name is Nina Cole. She, you know, we were working on the thing together and, you know, doing what we were doing together. She came and interviewed me. Like, we had the project together. We was going to make, you know, good business together. And this was my first time crossing over, because if people don't know, I came from an adult entertainment background. And so I was trying to do everything that I could, like while the iron was, you know, hot when I first popped out on and going viral. I was like, well, let me put out my book. Let me do music. Let me do this. Let me do that. I didn't know a way really to break over into mainstream, you know, but I was trying to, you know, do what I can do. And so I was not aware. I didn't have management at the time. I wasn't, you know, I just was a girl, you know, trying to cross over. And when you're doing that, sometimes people will come in and they will try to take advantage of you. And see, I really never tell these stories. I never tell these stories, but in my new book that I'm working on, I do talk about that in my new book. My new book that I'm working on it's called The Times He Loved Me. I do talk about that, in a chapter of the book. But this woman came in, and I never really talk about this, but I'm definitely it's about to get litigious. The woman came in, and she we were working together, and then all of a sudden she met this dude, and I believe that this dude told her. The dude said, "What words can we use here on this program?"
Just go ahead, girl. Yeah, go ahead. What'd he say?
The dude came in and infiltrated this woman's mind. We had been working together. We had a verbal agreement. You know, we did these things or whatever. And listen, I've been good in business. I've grown to be the better in business and almost the best. But in the beginning, I was still trying to, figure this stuff out. And so I trusted her. We sat there. We did the story. She edited it. We were going back and forth. I paid for all the stuff. I paid for even I sent her monies, for copywriting the situation, with she and I, yes, my name is on there as author and her name is on there as author because that is the case. Like she sat with me and she recorded, we wrote, we sat hours together, like going over my story, and we did the book interview style, and I love the book. I really wish that I was making profit from the book. But, well, I guess the dude that she met,
girl,
I guess he influenced her some type of way because all of a sudden she met this dude and she just changed. She said to me, you know what? Now I don't want to do our original agreement. Like right while the book was out, I don't want to do our original agreement. I want you to pay me $6,000, and just started to make up these things out of the thing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck?
Right.
Like why would you do this? Why would you do this now? Like what is the situation? And then she started directing me to communicate with her manager, King, some fuck ass, whole ass, bitch ass, nigga. King somebody.
Okay.
Telling me, and at the time, my manager telling me, and my manager, who I obtained later on down the line, at the time, call me King. I got all this shit in there because I've been communicating with my lawyer. Like my lawyer has been going back and forth. So I haven't even really revisited it, but it was call me King some shit. His name was King some shit. And then he I believe what was said to her. I'm just gonna be real. She came in, she knows I have money. She know I have money. My whole money was longer than regular money because I knew how to manage my money. She knew I had money. She knew that, and the guy knew that, and it was very much so. I really believe the conversation was very that faggot got money, make that faggot pay me this money. Like it was some real nigga shit that this bitch did to me when she came. And I'm at this. I've been at this bitch, but I never really be on public places talking about it because I'm not. I don't have to be careful what I say about it because I've been nice about it. Like, well, maybe we'll come back around. Maybe the situation will change or whatever. But I'm at this bitch now because see, things have changed and my star is like really growing bigger. And I know that bitch over there getting off of that book, but which it don't matter because I'm gonna get all mine when it's all said and done. So whatever house, car, plane, whatever that may get attained, I don't give a fuck if it's $60, bitch. I want $59.99. Ho, get your penny, okay?
That part.
So, I want $6,000. Like it just came up with she just came with all of these new demands. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, sister, wait, hold on. We were going 50-50 down the whole line. We were going 50-50, and it's just like, I know when a man comes in, and this is why I don't fuck with women with men's, and I don't fuck with people with men, because those men come in, and in those relationships, they come in, and it's just like it's a whole change of a situation. They just change. Absolutely. It's just a whole, because I didn't understand. If my fan base out there watching, they will tell you in the comments that they had been following me for years, and they knew, like, some of my fans been with me, and they saw her, they supported her, like all of this type of stuff, and I ain't never tell them the story because I didn't really want my fan base crashing this bitch, social media. Now she vanished off social media. She started vanishing. Now she over there struggling. She over there struggling on her OnlyFans and this and the other. I'm at her motherfucking ass.
Wait a minute, not her OnlyFans, girl. Okay.
No, I guess I was going to say that because what it was is that at first she was just a gullible, impressionable woman who got taken up by some predator who recognized that you were going viral, that you were on your upward trajectory in your career, and you were in the beginning stages, the infancy of your stages of your career, and he recognized you was going places. He saw that you was shining, and he wanted a piece of that, and he wanted to get a piece of that through her. So it's.
And I'm like, sister, like, wait a minute, don't do that. Then she says, oh, well, I've been having these feelings before. I was like, you couldn't have these feelings before this man, because you and I have been following the guy. Like, girl, you just, all of a sudden, I'm talking to this man, and it's just like, why do I have to refer to him as king? Bitch, you ain't my king, nigga. What is you talking about, king?
Listen, way too much. Yeah, so like
Portia, you weren't ready. You weren't ready, Portia, this morning.
But it's cool, guys. Listen, it's cool. I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now. I got ready real quick. But yeah, he could have gotten way more if you guys were just on a team. And it's sad that, women allow men that control, because that's what it is. It's control and that influence over them, to where they just, can't even be fair. But in the end, karma don't miss nobody. So go ahead. Don't ever.
And here's the thing, Portia, I'm not sweating it because, like, I got so many different projects and things that I'm working on. Like, I'm in the movie Zola. I'm in the movie Zola with A24 Films, Janiska Bravo. I'm in that movie. Girl, I'm still working on my Loud Live and the show. I have lots of things that I can't like really share yet because they're on the wraps. But my second book is gonna do way better. It's gonna do the first book should have done, and it's gonna go places that the first book could have went. See, this what you get. Right. This what you get for moving too fast.
Yep.
This what you get. Yep. See, the second book gonna make the first book look like it don't even exist, but this what you get for moving too quick. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm talking about that. My latch is coming up, right? Oh, that was this latch right
here. We got you, girl. We got you.
You got me, babe.
We got I want to check in with Facebook because Facebook is going hard right now. Crystal Johnson said, "Get your coin, girl." Yes, and then G said, "Definitely miss that. Take it to court and keep it pushing." Marissa Randolph says, "Karma always has its justice. Always."
Absolutely.
Maddie Mob is checking in. Shayla, girl, we here. Shayla said, "Weak-minded hoes don't never make it." They calling them out on Facebook, girl. They said King David who?
Right, not King David. No, King David, my bae. That's my bae. His name, the man was named. What was his name? TT King something. Because me and like everybody, like my whole people that are around me and in my circle, they witnessed it, and we was like, King who, nigga? I ain't gonna be calling you no king. First of all, sir, I will cuss my daddy out down to the ground. I ain't gonna be calling you no king. Yeah. Right. Your dick is not probably the same size. You ain't bigger than me, ho.
Right. That part. And Kathleen said, sounds like somebody got digmatized. Yeah. So that's okay. It's okay.
It happened. And everything could be fixed right now in this space with she blocked me. This girl blocked me on the stuff. She did all these things or whatever. And it's all good because I got eyes on where she at. I know where she at, what she doing. I know I got eyes on her.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her and she don't even know I'm looking. You might be, but bitch, I'm looking at you. I know because when you do get your tap, I'm gonna knock on your window and tap on your window. When you get your Aretha, that's what I'm gonna do.
Listen, girl. Yes. So we're not gonna worry about it. Karma has a way of catching, finding, and we ain't even got to see it. We already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's a universal truth. It's absolutely.
Y'all going to buy the book. I'm gonna get paid anyway. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I ain't sweated it in a long period of time. And I will be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be totally 150% honest with y'all. I really thought that we would come back from a place. Like I really thought that like we would like it would be like, all right, well, cool, you know, because I heard she ain't even with the nigga no more. So I'm like, well, girl, why you don't just call me and like fix it? Like, why don't you just fix it? Like, you know, like I'm okay with us going with the original plan. The original plan, we split the money 50. We're on the book together. I don't want you not paid, but bitch, you not. That's you don't got the rights to my life, girl. You don't have the rights to that. That's what we're talking about in there.
Absolutely.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't either.
No, he ain't with her. He ain't with her no more because she's not a cash. She's not a potential cash cow. She
never was
money
a
out of her.
cash cow. She never was a cash cow. She never was. She never was the cash cow. But you know, I learned my
thought. He thought that you were going to be his cash cow.
Bingo.
That part.
So they still chiming in on Facebook. They said share their ads. They said let them at. They said let us at them share the ads. What's their names? They said we got your back. Share their ads.
Get down in the comments. TT know where they at. TT we gonna drop it down in the ad. That's right. I've been slightly putting it out on social media saying count your days, girl. Count your days. All it would take, that girl could pick up her phone and call me and say, Maddie, you know what? Whoop-de-whoop, da-da-da-da-da. Like, you know, all I wanted to do was the original business because she put in work, I put in work. I want us both to be paid. I just want what's fair. Like, you let this dude come in here and throw you off of something. We could have been way down the line now making all kinds of change now. But you were so...
with you.
Yeah, but here's the thing with people. Here's the thing with people, babe. People live in a right now space. If you're going to grow the superstar status, you working with somebody that's a star or growing, and you see a seed don't grow up overnight. A tree don't grow overnight. You know, nothing grows up overnight. So you don't know how long it's going to take. I'll be working on a project. Speaking of the T.S. Madison experience, okay, I've been working on the T.S. Madison experience, trying to maneuver that into a situation for the past, maybe 5 years, 6. You know how that's how television don't pop up overnight. You don't just get a television show overnight. Like I've been working on a television show for years, like almost a decade, almost. So sometimes
that's what I'm saying. Overnight success is never overnight. Yeah,
it's never that. You see somebody pop up, and you see them trending, you see this going on. I ain't talking about these microwave stars. I'm talking about these stars that last throughout time. You see stuff pop up, and when those things pop up and pop out, you get an opportunity to say, well, damn, this stuff happened overnight. No, this is just years of watering that seed that now it's growing like this. This is what's
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
They added her. I just want y'all to know her @ is in the comments. She on Twitter, y'all.
That's you, Portia. You did that. Portia, you did that. You so petty, Portia.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yes, Portia. Set it off. Set it off, Portia. Set it off.
Twitter.com, Jasmine's praying, y'all. Go.
Set it off, Portia. Set it off.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Portia did that. You so wrong for that. But let me ask you, since you brought up your show. Yeah, since you set it off with your show, and congratulations on your show again. Is it doing what you wanted it to do when you set out? Is everything manifesting today what you had envisioned 5 or 6 or 7 years ago that your show would do?
Well, to be honest with you, the show. We're gonna need more seasons of the show in order for it to manifest the exact way that I want to do. But nothing happens exactly the way that you envision. Sometimes it happens, this way, and then sometimes it happens like that. I do know that my story definitely impacted lots of families. It definitely brought light to things like where people don't have conversations, like having conversations about their transgender children. Also, my show shed light on the relationship that I had with my father. That lots of LBGT plus and trans people have these relationships, with their fathers. The dynamic of my mother being more open and accepting, and then my father is over there like what's going on, and never being a part of my life, but showing up, having the conversations, like using terminology or coming in with the thoughts of what people really think. Like there are people out there in the world that think if you're LBGT, if you're trans, that someone had to molest you. Because he felt like, well, somebody did something to you. I'm like, no, ain't nobody molest me, bitch. Nobody didn't molest me.
Right.
And if I was getting molested, where you was at? You wasn't there to like what, like.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I watched the episode, because it's episode 5, it's called Seen and Heard. Episode 5 was so, when I sat on the sofa watching it, I just was like, well, girl, this is the way you really think. Like, you really think like this. This is how you think, but you are a representation of the way lots of people think, men and women, and I had a little, y'all out there, y'all in the comment section, don't get mad at me. Okay. But he's still my daddy. He's still my daddy. And I had just this amount, this much of empathy for him, because he was dumb. He's dumb, and he really doesn't mean to be dumb. And I think a lot of times, God, don't get me, y'all, don't cuss me out, because Hope did say that I hold leniency. A lot of times people are unintentionally dumb, but then you have the where you teach them something, and then they don't have to be dumb anymore, and then they continue to be dumb, So he on the borderline of that. Dumb because he can't help it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then dumb, and then stupid because they're like, I'm teaching you this stuff, and it's like, I don't want to learn it. I just want to be.
He's not open, right? He's not open to receiving. He's not receptive to what you're saying. Yeah, and that's sad, because life is really about relationships, and so if you can't have a relationship with your parents despite whatever is going on, it's just sad, So hopefully, y'all can have can understand each other a little better.
Yeah.
Going into
hopefully y'all can reconcile later on in life and be able to understand. He can better understand. Hopefully he's understanding you through the show, since you said he didn't try to raise you or be part of your life.
He did.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think that comes with therapy. I've learned doing my show I've learned during my show that, you know, we Black people have lots of unpacked trauma, like as Black people, and we don't really believe in therapy.
And we got a lot of secrets.
Lots of secrets.
Lots of secrets.
Lots.
Yeah.
But I believe in therapy.
About Portia, yeah, but I'm not gonna get into Portia today.
Oh, what Portia I did?
He needs to elevate higher over there. He needs help. He needs some therapy.
Portia I did. Portia, what you I did, girl?
Boy, I want to go back to Facebook because Facebook is blowing up. They said, what show is she on? This is her own show, T.S. Madison Experience on WeTV, baby. Yeah. That's what Antoine said. And then Fallon said, you're not wrong for how you feel. And Tanny said, I wanted to fight your dad, though.
I mean, he did. Yeah, because he was sitting there like really in a space, you know, like he said that I was possessed. He says that he thinks that I have yeah, but he was speaking like he's a representation of people that think that way. There are people that think that LGBT plus people, trans people, they think that we're possessed. They think that and here's the thing. I can't take when people talk about what they don't like what God like. Well, bitch, if you don't like what God like, stay your ass out of the endless shrimp dinner down there to the what's the place? To the endless shrimp over there at the Red Lobster. If you don't like all the things, don't come talking to me about no Levitical law if you ain't following the Mosaic law. Okay. Don't lie.
Okay.
Don't lie. Don't covet. Don't cheat. Don't steal.
Right. I love people who love to extract certain passages out of the Bible
and use it to their advantage, right?
And then completely omit the crimes that they're committing against the commandments in the Bible at the same time.
Baby, I want to tell you this, okay? I don't want to hear shit about no Levitical law if you ain't following the Mosaic law. And let me tell you something why I say the Mosaic law, because that's the one, according to the book, okay, that the Lord himself wrote with his big finger on the rock on Mount Sinai. He wrote that on with the Lord himself wrote that with his finger. All 10 of them commandments, he wrote that with his finger, okay? So everything other people wrote that with their fingers. We talking about what the Lord himself wrote with. If you ain't following the Mosaic law, the first sets of laws, all the 10 of them, 10 simple. Don't lie.
Right.
Don't steal. Don't kill. Bitch, don't say nothing to me about nothing in Leviticus.
Listen.
You ain't got time for it.
Alexandria Monique is on Facebook. She said, I was trying to get my man to watch that episode regarding your dad. She said specifically because he has some of that same thinking and we go back and forth about it almost daily. Y'all let people be people. Stop judging. Stop just, try to understand. Seek first to understand and then to be understood.
Right.
Just try.
Because it doesn't improve your life. It's not like you get paid to put other people down. You're not getting no money out of it. So why are you worried about them? Man, get your own coins up. Get your whole life together.
Yeah.
These are things I'm trying to counsel.
You know that's
stop being petty.
Get your pussy up, damn it.
Listen.
What?
She said what she said. She said what she
your
said.
Pussy up, God damn it. Listen, I didn't know I was gonna be able to be loose like this on Rolling Out. Y'all know I was gonna come. Y'all didn't know I was coming with the man this morning.
We ain't know. We ain't know.
You must have had your coffee. You must have had your coffee.
You can't wake me up at 9 o'clock in the morning till I put on eyelashes and come in here and be subtle. I'm already mad because I was having a good dream.
Girl, listen, y'all, I hate that we are coming up on the end of the show. Yeah, what was your dream about before we end though? What was your dream about, girl? Let us know.
My dream was about me really, really walking in, to what I've been trying to manifest. See, I don't just want a one and done show or episode. I don't want to just be reality television. I want to be reality television. I want to be a talk show host. I want to be a game show host. I want to do everything that I put my brain to, and I want it to be in a consistent space.
And it's gonna happen. Love it.
It's gonna happen
because I'm amazing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Multimedia amazing. Well, you're already doing that in a way, because right now you're already a multimedia baby. You're already an author. You're already in the movies. You got your own reality show, and then you got your own show. What is it? The Queen Supreme Court. I want to know about that.
Well, honey, listen, that's coming back soon. I just had it on hiatus for a while because I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it, but the fans love it so much, so I'm going to bring it on back. And we're going to get back on the road, honey, once this Panasonic gets somewhere and sit down. Panasonic.
Sit down, Panasonic. Sit down. Listen, okay, plug your show, the T.S. Madison Experience. When and where can we watch it? How do we push for season 2? Because we definitely want season 2. And
yes.
Just tell us where we can find it. Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am T.S. Madison. My show is on WeTV. It's called the T.S. Madison Experience. You can watch the T.S. Madison Experience right now, currently on demand. You can get it on the WeTV app, WeTV Plus. Girl, you can go over there to your television set right now and say T.S. Madison. And honey, my show will pop up, okay? So if you got Xfinity, you got on demand, you got this stuff. I know y'all still got cable TV. Call my name out, honey. My show will pop up over there and watch all the episodes. Tweet about it, write about it, learn from it, apply some of the things to your life. Check yourself while you watch it. Like, wait a minute, do I? What Urkel said? Did I do that? Do I do that? It's a great show. It's fun. It's a family show, and it's a human show. It's not just about trans. It's human.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm coming to hang out with you in Atlanta, girl. I should
come
be
on.
down there soon. I got my second shot, so I'm good. I'm fully vaccinated, so I'm coming to hang
out.
Well,
I'm gonna be fully vaccinated on the 14th. Excuse me, on the 12th. I get my the 12th. Yes, I get my another. Yes. Wait a minute, hold on. I had the 12th and the 14th confused because I get a check one of them days. Okay, all right. So I get my vaccine on the 12th.
Yes, girl. So I'm coming. We gonna kick it. I'm coming to hang out with you because I know you fun and your Maddie Mob is
she's just trying to get on your show. Don't fall for that. She's trying to get on your show. She's trying to get on your album. She's trying to get on your album. She want to get your.
Well, let her come on. Let her come on, man. Let her come on. Bring your ass on down here. Come on.
Yes. So we got to move into positive thoughts. We got 2 minutes on the show. Thank you for hanging out for the rest of the show with us. We definitely appreciate you. They're showing you so much love on Facebook. I'm going to kick off positive thoughts. I'm going to pass the ball over to Terry after mine, and then we're going to come back to you for positive thoughts so you can end the show with us. That sound okay?
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't know where my box is, but I'm still in my.
There it is. We fall
I'm still in my dream box series. Yeah, I'm talking. I have the floor. I'm talking. I'm still in my dream series, y'all. Pop open cards. So I'm gonna pop one open this morning, and we're gonna see what it says. It says, "Do you want to be safe and good, or do you want to take a chance and be great?" Y'all, today. Take a chance, be great, follow your dreams. Like T.S. Madison said, she's going to have all of this stuff because she's going to manifest it. Take a chance, be great, follow your dreams. I'm passing the ball over to the first King James so he can give us his positive thoughts of the day.
Yes. And I got to start off with thanking T.S. Madison for coming on and just lighting up this show. We need to get you on our Black Bookstore for rolling out. We need to get you on that. But, you are the embodiment, T.S. Madison, of what T.D. Jakes said to me about a decade, or to us about a decade ago. You need to have multiple streams of income. He said every person should have at least 6 or 7 streams of income. And you are the quintessential embodiment of what he said. And that you are doing all things and you let your light shine in every manner. And you know what I'm saying? So I got my hats off to you. So you are.
Well, listen,
that's my positive thought of the day. You like T.S. Madison.
Take your hat off. Take your hat off and keep your pants on, honey. God damn it, okay?
Okay, and real quick, your positive thought of the day.
My positive thought of the day is to let them bitches run their mouth while you run your business. That's one of my quotes. Let them run their mouth while you run your business. People be talking and they're going to talk to the end of time, okay? And at the end of the day, You got to let them talk. But what you can't do is absorb that. Never absorb the negative energy. Let them talk and let your work speak for themselves. While they talking, you be working.
Listen, truer words have never been spoken, y'all. Y'all heard it first. Let them keep talking while you keep running your business. Thank y'all for rolling out with us. AM Wake Up Call with T.S. Madison Experience. Y'all go watch her show on WeTV on demand right now. We push it for season 2. We need it. I'm coming to Atlanta. I'm hanging out with you.
Come on, let's do it, girl.
Yeah, let's do it, girl. Let's do it.
Come on. I had a good time. I had a very good time. And I thank you guys for great hosts. And I thank you guys for, trying to contain some of my loud, lavender color energy. Thank you guys for having me this morning. And thank you, Maddie Mob, for showing up.
Maddie Mob showed up. They showed out, y'all. They was in the comments. Thank y'all for tuning in to the show. We love y'all. Come back tomorrow. We got Entertainment Friday. We might have to have Maddie on every day. That's what Pat said.
I know that's right. And then we when you get your book out, you need to come back on to talk about your book when you get it finished. And we need to have it on RollingOutBlackBookstore.com.
Oh, it's nasty. It's nasty. It was nasty.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But it's real. It's real.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I can send you the first 3 lines. I can send you the first 3 lines. You'll be like, oh.
Send it to me, girl. Send it to me. Okay. I'm gonna read that one. Yeah. All right, girl. It was so much fun hanging out with you this morning. Appreciate you.
Thank you, baby.
See y'all tomorrow.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.